I'm going to try this again, everyone. So I'm going to see if I can pop into the course here and show you guys, girls, gentlemen, ladies, the rubric for just going to take a deep breath because this has been glitching all morning. It's probably operator error, but whatever. Okay, so here is the course. I'm going to what you guys will see. Okay, so I did this right. Yep. Okay. All right. So, says right here. All right. Here's an opportunity to let you know what you've learned or taken away from the course since the beginning of the course. So this will be from day one to midterm. So on your final reflection, it's going to be from your midterm to the end. So make that distinction. So please don't tell me about meal prepping in your final reflection. All right, that was the beginning of the course. So there have been many topics discussed in the discussion forum, and there have been several chapters from the book. So this should be chapters 1, 2, and 3, unit 1 and unit 2. So this will incorporate discussion 1 and discussion 2. All right, please include anything you found just interesting, surprising, or possibly something you learned that will change how or what you eat. So what did you learn or what did you find interesting in your discussion or through the book? All right. And then with these discussions or incorporating discussions, I want you to tell me who you interacted with so I can check on that, right? For full credit, you will need to include more than one topic or idea. So just don't say, I've really found food prepping interesting, or I found the chicken recipe that Samantha shared interesting. Okay, that's not going to cut it. I mean, it's great, and I'll take it as part of it. As a best practice, you should include your outside resources for your thought or idea. So where'd you find it? According to recipes.com or according to foodprep.com, or I'm just making these up. This is an idea I picked up with the Instapot or whatever it happens to be. So just kind of write that out, just your thoughts. Try to be grammatically correct. Try to spell it properly. So at least proofread it or have somebody proofread it. Okay, your thoughts and ideas are important. However, posting or listing them with no scientific or other data makes them simply your thoughts or ideas. So you can give me your thoughts or ideas, but I need you to all right. Makes them simply your thoughts or ideas. So when you're stating something, my opinion is that's great, but or you can say, well, according to microbiology today, and post the link or whatever. This is what I found. So something similar to according to X, Y, or Z, or as I found on whatever, along with your thoughts to validate or support is the best idea. So you can just give me your random thoughts, but we need to show some proof, right? It's kind of like watching some of these news programs or The View or something like that. They can just this is my opinion, that's great, but what are you basing that off of? Like, do you have any proof, or is this just going to be your random thoughts or ideas, which are fine, but anyway. Please read through the rubric so you have an idea of what should be included. Don't forget to include how one or more of the discussions you had with your classmates contributed to what you learned, or perhaps changed your view or opened your eyes to something new or different. So, we come up something about a vegan diet or whatever, or someone will say, well, I don't eat meat because of like a religious idea, or I don't eat meat because of the inhumane way that animals are treated or killed, or you could say, well, it's flesh, and I want to eat something that's alive and nutritious, or whatever. Whatever um, your thoughts are, or whatever uh, prompted you to change your mind, or what gave you a change in perspective, right? I mean, if it's a really paradigm shift, and you'd say, I never thought of that, and now you look at things a whole new way, that's even more amazing. But anyway, so what I want to know is how could what you've learned be applied to life, community, or career? So, I learned this about food prepping, or I learned how to change my diet to, get rid of carbohydrates and eat more proteins, or um, I no longer stop at Tim Hortons and have a muffin and coffee. This is going to change my life because, my blood sugar will be regulated. I've lost weight, or I feel better without relying on the constant sugar, or, say as a nurse's aide, I can help my clients eat better, or, I'm in the community. I don't making this up. I work at a diner, I work at a restaurant. With your really good customers, you could say, well, I'm taking this nutrition course, and, what I'm learning is whatever. So how could you incorporate this in your personal life, or your children's life, or your spouse's life? Um, if you were a couple last semester, I had this person who was a teacher, and they were going on to get their master's, and they needed the course, and they said, well, as a teacher now I can help, or what, however this applies to you. So when making a post, please be able to substantiate it with a scholarly article or website. All right, so if you're going to post something or state it, give me a little background. You don't have to. I mean, I'm not forcing you to, but it would be a best practice. It would be the most professional way to do it. When making yeah, please write in complete sentences using correct grammar and punctuation. Um, we're not in school in session now, but I am a little bit of a grammar Nazi. And if you have me for a course, I will literally stop you mid-sentence and correct your English, but that's neither here nor there for this. But try to um, proofread it. There's scholarly, there's all kinds of spell check and word check, and it'll give you all kinds of hints or suggestions. So please use it. And by all means, I can't speak another language, so anyone who can speak more than one language, I give you way more credit. Um, but if English isn't your primary or first language, or you're for adult language learner, or whatever the case is, have somebody proofread it. You know, many people will be more than willing to help you out, right? And that's really the only way you learn, right? So reflection assignment, part A. So when you begin in at least 200 words, please point out some of the major points or topics learned thus far. It can be anything. It can, in discussion, I learned about meal prepping. In the book, I learned about food labels, or I didn't realize how much sugar was in the food I was eating, or I decided when I'm shopping now, I only shop around the periphery. I don't go anywhere in the middle unless I need coffee, or toilet paper, or something. I only eat um, whole foods, or I really try not to eat any processed foods, whatever it happens to be. It's your reflection. How is this affecting you? Please include what you've learned from your classmates in discussion, include their names or names. So this is my way of, did this student interact with their classmates? Did they contribute anything at all? So I can click back in a discussion and see what was actually said. Um, and when I grade your discussions, if you're not interacting, excuse me, it's only like 9 in the morning, but I've been up since 3. Yeah, so if you're not interacting with your students, that's on you. All right. And I realize it's hard. It's hard to start a conversation in person. It's even harder online. So I get it. I understand. Part B. So the second point will be, how can or could you apply these points to your life, career, or opportunity. So, I learned this and it stuck with me. I felt it was important, or I think I could, I'm glad I'm taking this course. I could apply this to my job here. I can apply it to my children. Um, I one student like 3 semesters ago, we're talking about keto diet and the stuff, and she realized she did some research and she realized that a lot of these low carb diets were helping people with um, seizures and epilepsy, and she said literally that her child had no longer had any seizures or any petty mal seizures. So that was really important to her, and that really impacted her life. And she put that in her reflections. So this is how this course affected me personally, or this is how I could incorporate this with my my parents who are non-compliant diabetics and neuropathy, and I'm trying to explain the science behind diabetes and carbohydrate consumption, or whatever it happens to be. So I hope that um, help. So it doesn't have to be a formal term paper. It just really is something that you start thinking about it now. Don't wait to the last minute. Some people work best under pressure, but I find that a lot of times once you start something, it flows rather than waiting and say, looking at the clock and go, oh my God, my reflections due in 2 hours. I better throw something together. So just get on the computer, start a Word document, and just start, typing it out. And whenever you get a minute, just go in and edit it. And as the days go by, and if you have another thought, just jump on your computer, write it down, and then throw it together and submit it for me. All right. I hope that helped. I'm hoping this recorded, and we'll put this in the course for you. Um, Everyone, thanks for emailing me, reminding me about the exam or whatever. Um, I think I'm gonna just literally pop the exams into Blackboard, and then you guys can take them whenever you want. That might be the easiest thing, rather than freaking out about, I've only got this 5-day window or whatever it is. All right.